Hello, folks. It's Donald Brooks again. You know, last week we had a show called Finger Pointing. This show could be considered part two of that, but I'm going to call this one Does the Majority Matter? Yes, does the majority matter? And I'm going to touch on 2 points. One is I kind of left it with a question last week about what can we do? And I'm going to touch on that, and then I'm going to give you a little insight on whether or not the majority matters in this respect. So I asked, what can we do? What can be done? And I thought of a few things. For instance, we can have mandatory background checks. And when I say mandatory, when I'm talking about this, I'm talking about federal, countrywide. No one state is doing it this way, the other state is doing it that way. Mandatory background check. And if there's a problem with your background, no gun. Another one is emotionally disturbed. What the Republicans like to touch on. It's not a gun problem, it's an emotional problem. Well, if it is that, let's check their background for that too. And if they are emotionally disturbed by a reputable doctor, no gun. And something that some states are doing, but as I said, it should be countrywide, nationwide. And that one, this one's the one that they're doing, but which, like I said, it should be done nationwide, and that is a waiting period. We should have a waiting period. You should not be able to go and, hey, my name is Don Brooks, here's my ID, Social Security card, I want a gun. Here you go, Mr. Brooks, give me the money, bye, see you later, and then go out and kill somebody. No. Mandatory waiting period. It's not hard to do. But let's go to what I consider is causing all of this. It's inactivity. Inactivity to do anything about it by the people in Washington and the governors and everybody else around the country. And there's a senator from North Dakota, and I got to applaud him. He's a Republican, but I have to applaud him because he told the truth. He told the truth. He said the reason that he won't introduce any legislation or anything to curb gun control is because the people in North Dakota were running him out on the rails, wouldn't re-elect him. And that's the essence of the problem. We're thinking too much about lining our pockets, staying in office, that we don't have the conviction to do what's right. I applaud him for that, although it does show his weakness. But remember, that's North Dakota. And the majority of this country wants gun control. One poll said 93%. So the people that are hollering loudest are the people in Congress who constituents back in their states don't want gun control. We're talking about the good old boys, but they're not the majority. I keep telling people when we hear all this crazy stuff that's going on in our country, it's not the majority. It's the loud minority. So that's something we can do about it. But does the majority matter? Doesn't seem to matter right now, but let's keep trying. Because last week, when I walked off the stage and took a walk, I was about to give up. Well, I'm going to walk off the stage right now, but I'm going to eat some ice cream.